we are going to be discussing something that is crucial, important. A lot of us tend to overlook it actually. As human beings, whenever we start meeting, we tend to have high hopes, we tend to have high dreams about that thing, how it's going to be. For example, if you are a student, you just start university, within your first year, you are thinking, oh, I'm going to graduate with first class. And then before you know it, you don't plan, you don't put structure in place, you just think that, oh, because you dream it and then it's going to come into existence. The structure and the plan that will make that thing to come, nobody talks about it. The same way when New Year comes around, a lot of people dream, set goals and fantasize about what they want in the new year, how they want to be better. But before March, before February, some even before the end of January, all the plans begin to fall off. Okay, and then now continue to live life randomly, with no intention, with no plan, with no clear direction. As creatives, especially as members of the Onetouch Academy community, we are going to fix that, okay? And we are going to do that practically by setting smart and achievable goals. Now, why is this important? Sometimes last year, we conducted a poll in our WhatsApp community where we asked people whether they set goals at the beginning of the year or they just, take things as they come. And the majority of people voted that they don't set goals, that they just take things as it comes. As human being that you are going to be successful, you have to live life with intention. And intentionality means that you plan your action. If there's somebody traveling to somewhere, okay, that you don't know before, you are traveling to somewhere that you don't know before, you don't have a map, you don't have a direction, you just believe that, oh, I'm going to Abuja or I'm going to Jamaica at the end of the year or tomorrow. And I don't have a clear plan of how to get to Jamaica. I don't even know where I'm going to board plane. I don't know how much I need. I don't even have a passport. So it's just a wish, it's just fantasy. Because there is no clear plan or measurable action that backs their dreams. So before you know it, before February or March, I even forgot about Jamaica and I begin to do something else. You understand? So it is very important that you have a clear plan or direction. The fact that you have set that goals, that you want to travel, you want to visit somewhere, it gives you direction and it informs your decision on even if you need to change that direction or not. Okay, and to be honest, a lot of us, when we get into the creative industry, we believe that once we can master our tools, our skills and talent, it will be enough. And I can tell you for a fact that talent does not automatically translate to growth. It does not automatically translate to income. It doesn't automatically translate to a fulfilled career, a fulfilled year. Okay, over the past decade, I've seen so many people who are super talented, who are super creative, but at the end of the year, they still struggle. They are frustrated. They look back and think like, I wasted another year. So the difference between a creative who thrives and a creative who look back by December 2026 is intentionality. Okay, if you can sit down and plan your life out, I can guarantee you that you are almost better than 90% of people, because a lot of people do not think, a lot of people do not sit down to envision their life, okay, to have a roadmap and direction on where they are going. Tonight we are going to create what I call a three-layer plan, which is something super practical that can help us set better and smarter goals for the year. And if we can follow these 3 layers at the end of the year, you will look back, even before the end of the year, you look back and say, yes, I've been able to achieve this, no matter how big your goal is, okay, this year. Now, the first thing, when you are setting a goal or when you are making any plan or objective, is to picture that thing in your head, okay? I have a mental picture of what does success look like, okay? And this is not general for everybody. It is relative to everyone. So my own mental picture may be, at the end of the year, I want to, make 10 million naira, for instance, or maybe $100,000 or $10,000. Okay, that might be my own mental picture. That might be what a successful year looks like for me. For AY, it might be to, leave 9 to 5, start his own creative studio, or get better clients. For someone like Fawaz or someone who is, a designer or using their smartphone, a successful year may be like, transitioning from mobile designer to getting my own laptop, learning Photoshop and all of that. That might be what a successful year looks like for you. It varies from different people. But the first exercise that I want us to do tonight is that just one thing. Picture yourself, picture one thing that will make 2026, that if you achieve it, will make 2026 a success for you. Not 2 or 3 things. Just focus on one thing that is most critical and most important to you. So, and I want us to also type this inside the chat. So, just pick one thing, okay? Just one thing. Not 2 things, not 3 things, not many things. Make sure that thing is smart. Smart does not mean that being clever. Smart means that thing is specific. You will be specific. Don't be vague. Don't say, I want to become a better designer. That's not a goal. That's an aspiration. The goal is that by the end of 2026, I want to have improved my skills in so. Okay, or I want to have learned new software. So that is it. Don't be vague. Make it specific and share. Now, once you have that big picture, establish in your head that if I can do this, 2026 will be a successful year for me. It's now time to turn that goal into what I call a goal statement, or a vision statement for the year. Okay. Thank you, Antonia. Antonia said they want to start investing a part of our income monthly from January. Okay, I think that's a smart goal. It's now time to turn this particular goal into a smart goal, okay, or a vision statement for 2026. For example, this is what a smart goal looks like. That goal must be specific. It must be something that is direct. For example, somebody that wants to start investing a percentage of their monthly income from January is not a specific goal. What a specific goal will be like, from January, I want to start investing 10% of my monthly income from January. From January is even not specific. A specific goal is that I want to start investing 10% of my income every January, and I will do that on the last day of every month, or on the 25th day of every month, or on the 30th day of every month. The more specific you are, I read in a book that whenever you want to do something, you have to create a time and a time for your goal. So you need to create a time for it in your life, or in your date, or in your calendar. So it could be on the 25th of every month, I will send 10% of I will set 10% of my income into an investment account. So that is what is smart. Now, it's smart, is specific, and it is measurable. So you are able to measure it. So you know what 10% of your income is. So you take that 10%, put it in an investment platform, and then your goal must also be achievable. For instance, you must be realistic with your current skills, current resources, and what you want to do. A lot of us, set goals that are unrealistic, and then that is why at the end of the day, before January or February, we abandon it, and then we move on and say, life has happened. Meanwhile, we set goal that is not realistic with our current resources, skills. Now, why you may not want to discourage yourself and limit yourself to your current situation, you have to be realistic that, okay, this thing, is it measurable, is it achievable? Because if it is not achievable, it's just like fairy tale or fantasy. Okay, so a measurable or achievable goal is, for example, if you say you want to invest 80% of your salary, then that's not achievable, because you still have other bills to take. You need to, you have bills to take, you need to buy food. So, but 10% is achievable, is measurable. You understand? And then it's time bound. Now, time bound means that there needs to be a deadline that you do it. It should not be vague. Like I said, every month, 10% of my salary, once I receive it, on the 31st, I put it, or set automatic withdrawal. There are investment platform that actually allows you to set automatic withdrawal, so you don't have to wait. Once money enter like this, they withdraw it and put it in your investment. So it needs to be time bound. So for this goal that Anthony has said, if you want to turn it into a smart goal, it will sound something like, this 2026, I want to invest 10% of my monthly income on the 25th of every month. Now that is a smart vision. That is a smart goal. Whatever it is that is your goal, use this framework. Even if it's laptop you want to get at the end of the year, find out the particular laptop. Be specific. I want to get a MacBook 2020 Pro version. for example, find out how much is it. Let's say it's 500,000, for instance. I want to get a MacBook Pro 2021 at 500,000 by the end of the year. Now that is specific, that is direct, that is measurable. Once you have this, write it down somewhere. That's why I say you guys to get your notes and paper. Write it down somewhere and keep it where you can, see it on a regular basis. In fact, what I did a couple of years back is that my goal, I wrote it down and I put it in a paper and I paste it on the wall in my little small studio, whereby every morning when I go to work, the place that I'm facing like this, I'm looking at it. So for you can put it can design it in a small picture and use it as your screensaver or your DP, or you can also print it and paste it on the wall. Just make sure that wherever you write it, make sure that you can see it, like you can interact with it, because the more you interact with your goal, the more you see it, the more realistic and achievable it becomes. So there is something about writing your goals down that is signals to your brain that, oh, this thing is realistic. There is even like a research that says that once you write something down, you are almost 50% likely to achieve it. So that's why I said make sure you write it down and put it somewhere that you can see it frequently. So that once you see it frequently, it signals to your brain that, oh, this thing is done and will be done. So for Antonia, that want to take investing seriously as your goal, find a specific number of percentage, okay, and find a specific day of the month that you want to be doing it. And for Alana that said I want to start working for businesses while improving my design skills as well as start learning photography. Now this is 3 skills combined into one. What I would advise you to do is that flesh it out to just one, the one that is most critical to you. Okay, the one that is most critical to you, that is most important to you. Then start with that first. If it is working for businesses, so you can say that before the end of the year, I want to be employed or be working for. What kind of businesses do you want to work for? For instance, if it is going to be improving your design skills, say that by December 2026. I want to have mastered or be an intermediate in social softwares or in social aspect of design. And if it's photography, before the end of the year, I want to have become a photographer by taking on classes and all of that. So you need to have that vision. Okay, to just take it one. The same techniques that you are going to use for that one goal is what you are going to use for all the other goals that you have. But for the purpose of this session, I want us to focus on just one. Same thing for flowers as well. You want to get better at your skills, you want to attract clients, and you want to make money. You need to specific and break the goal to the simplest form. If it's money you want to make, how much? By the end of the year, I want to make 1 million naira in savings. That is measurable, specific. You want to attract clients. By the end of the year, I want to have worked with at least 50 clients. Hope you are following. If it is the better of your skill, you need to be also be specific. Which aspect of your skill is it? Software skills that you want to learn first, improve on? Is it Photoshop? So you need to have it written down and put it somewhere that you can see them on a daily basis. Now you have a vision statement for 2026 which you want to do, which is specific, which is measurable. The next thing is to now break that big goal into milestones. Milestone is like stages that you climb, that you get to. For instance, in a year we have 4 quarters, so 3 months. So we have first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So you want to break that goal into 4. For example, somebody that wants to invest can say, oh, by the end of the year, that is the big goal. I want to have invested, let's say 1 million naira. Okay, that is the big goal. Now breaking it down means that 1 million naira, if I want to invest 1 million naira in 1 year, that means that every quarter, if I break 1 million to 4, that's 250. That means that every quarter I must have invested 250,000 naira. That means that every month, now divide that 250 again into monthly goal. So every month 250 divided by 3 is roughly around 85,000 naira. So every month I need to invest 85,000 naira. For example, somebody that wants to gain an employment, okay, by the end of the year I want to have gained an employment, which means that every month I will apply to, or let's say you want to have worked for about 50 clients. You can divide that 50 clients into 25. So if you want to work with 25 50 clients by 4, that is roughly 12. So if you want to every quarter, and if you divide 12 by 3, that is 4, which means that every quarter you work with 12 clients, and every month you work with 4 clients. If I want to work with 4 clients every month, what do I need to do? When our goal is so big, it seems so huge and it scales like it might not be achievable. But by the time you break it into quarterly, into monthly, in fact into weekly, which is the next step that I'm going to discuss about, you find out that okay, then you now begin to adjust. Okay, is this thing possible for me to do to achieve every month, or do I need to adjust it, that goal, so that it's achievable? So after getting that goal and having that mindset, for somebody that wants to improve his design skills, let's say I want to have mastered Photoshop by the end of 2026, which means that every month I need to take one aspect of Photoshop and focus on it, or one aspect of design and focus on it. This month, do I want to focus on use of image, color, or do I want to focus on something else? So you focus on that thing for that quarter. In every month, how many tutorials do I want to watch on a particular aspect that I'm focusing in for the quarter? Where do I get to every week? How many tutorials I want to? Every day, how many tutorials I want to watch? How often will I practice? Which is the next step that we are talking about. So once you break it into quarter and monthly, then you now need to break it further into weekly and daily activities. Because the reality is that majority of what we do on a daily basis is what compounded into what results that we have at the end of the year. So the purpose of this is to make sure that the things that you need to achieve, you are breaking it into the smallest and the simplest form that you can do every day or every week, that you can inculcate into your daily life. There is a book that I will recommend for anyone that reads book. It's called Atomic Habits. That book teaches that our habit is what makes us who we are. So once you are able to break what you want to do into small habits that you have, even if it's just small. If you want to start reading, even if it's just one sentence that you read every day, before you know it, at the end of the year, you will compound and you see how many books you will have read. So even a small action, by the time they compound and they become habits. So what you want to do in the first few months of the year is that you want to break them down into the smallest aspect and make sure that you have it. For example, somebody that wants to take investment seriously, and you've decided the number that you want to have invested at the end of the year, and you've broken it down into monthly. Let's say 1 million naira for the purpose of illustration. 1 million naira divided by 4 is 250. So 250 every quarter. 250 divided by 3 is around 85,000 naira or so, or 80,000 naira every month. So you know that you need 80,000 naira every month. So which means that 80,000 naira every month divided by 4, 20,000 naira every week. So what can I do this week to make sure that I get 20,000 naira? I don't know if I'm communicating. And if I'm a salary earner, okay, this week, maybe before my salary come right now, I want to research on the best investment platform that I can use. Okay, so you need to break it down to something that you can start doing now. This very day, this very second. A lot of us fail at goal settings because we look at big numbers. We set big goals and big numbers at the end of the month, and then we are overwhelmed by that big goals, and then we don't break it into small tasks. Okay, what are the things that I need to do if I want to start a business? Do I need to register my business? Do I need to do branding for my business? Do I need physical shop or not? Do I need to get my... So have a list of everything that you need to do and break them down into quarterly. Okay, this first quarter, maybe I'll just get a shop first. Or maybe this first quarter, let me focus on, getting my capital or getting goods that I need. Okay, depending on the kind of business that you want to do. If you want to get a laptop and you know that you need 500,000 naira, okay, to get a laptop, okay, I will divide that 500,000 naira into 4 months. And this does not mean that it has to be a year. For example, you might decide that, your own laptop is, you want to get at the end of June. The same thing applies. If you divide it into June 500k, you divide it by 6 on a monthly basis. So the goal is for you to break that big goal into something small and something small and achievable on a daily or weekly basis, so that way you are doing something that is pushing you to your goals without feeling overwhelmed or feeling like you are carrying big weight of goals on your head. Okay, for us that wants to attract better clients, let's say at the end of the year you want to have work with 50 clients. Divide that 50 by 4, that is about 12 or 13 every quarter. So it means that you need to reach out to at least 20 clients. Tell 20 or 40 people about what you do. Share your work with them. Out of that 40, if you are lucky, 12 of them will give you work. Okay, if you want to work for 12 people per month, you don't reach out to 12 people per month because not all of them will give you work. So give yourself like even times 5. Okay, this month I will tell 50 people about my business, about what I do. Out of that 50, hopefully 12 will come and then they work with me. Okay, if you look at the number, next month, if you see that you reach out to 50 people, you tell them what you do, you send them your design, you send them your work, and only 10 people or only 5 people reach out, it means that for next month, you need to increase the number of people that you reach out to. But you have to break it out into the smallest form of what you want to do. Okay, for somebody that wants to start learning photography, your first step for the first might be to find somebody to learn it from, to find a studio to learn it from, or to buy a camera. Do you understand? But you need to break them, know a list of things that you need, that you want to do, break them down into the smallest simple stuff that you can start doing right now as we speak. So those are the 3 key layers. Okay, and then another tip that I want to give us is that to make sure that we are tracking it. Have somewhere that you are writing it. For example, if you say what I do is that I have a checklist. If I say, for example, somebody that I want to invest, I say, okay, this week I will find out the type of investment or downloading a fintech app. So I write it down. So once I achieve that, I mark it. The next week, you write what you need to do down for that week, and you achieve it. The more you write, the more you achieve it, the more momentum. When you see a list of things that you have done and you have checked, it's like when you want to work and you have a checklist of things to do and you find out that you are doing this thing, it tells your brain that you are moving and you are progressing. And you are just seeing that mark list. Even till now, on a daily basis, anything I want to do in a day, I always write them down at the beginning of the day. And as I do them, I tick them. As I do them, I tick them. It tells my brain that, I am progressing. So have somewhere that you can track it. You understand? Have somewhere you can track it. And then, okay, it tells your brain that, yes, you are progressing and you are moving forward. And then the more your brain will trick you to give you more motivation into even doing better. Okay, so that's essentially what the session tonight is about.